Otago, Southland in the South Island of New Zealand, has so much to offer that you wouldn't know until it's time to come and explore it on your own. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here in this peaceful and wonderful remote part of the world, while having barely escaped the flood disruption on my way in and Cyclone Gabrielle on my way out through Auckland. I consider myself lucky. When I do road trips and cruises here, it feels that every tree, every flower, every drop of water can talk to me. Every passing fluffy cloud can express itself fully. It's a feeling of being alive, though being remotely far from anywhere else.
New Zealand is such a small country, and yet it has so much to offer. That reminds me of hypnotherapy. It's very specific, and yet it has so many different aspects and applications. Today's Q&A, Hypnosis Q&A, is a sequel to episode 20th, which I did in Stockholm last summer. After it was done, I felt I had a sense of unfinished, as if something else I wanted to say. Coincidentally or synchronistically, I received an email from another newly certified hypnotherapist, Samantha, who has just entered the mentorship with me. We had an online session focusing on setting up her own new practice, private practice, and dealing with emotional, mental, and practical aspect of her new business, hypnotherapy. 3 days after our session, she sent me an email. So Samantha says, "Hi Kemila, thank you so much for these resources. I was also wondering if you have any tips to deal with the physiological responses from hypnotherapy. I noticed that soon after our session, within 24 hours or so, I began to sneeze and cough a lot, although the fatigue, sneezing, and coughing have gone away within the first couple of days. A lump in my throat has remained. It kind of feels like a sore throat, but not like the regular one I used to get with the flu, since the lump in my throat is literally the one thing I can feel. Any tips would be appreciated." Of course, Samantha, in this day and time, I trust that you have already did some COVID test before you sent me an email. And so I responded to Samantha. Physiological responses do occur as hypnotherapy is deep work. It can stir things up. And therefore, physiologically, your physical body has the different ways to feel, to deal with it, to sense it. Like the video episode 20th I did about headaches after a hypnotherapy session. Sneezing and coughing normally are your body's way to clear and cleanse, to let it out, to clean things up. And knowing Samantha, I know that setting up her new business, even though it's exciting for the conscious mind, it can feel a lot for the subconscious mind, having her own business, voicing her own voice. So it's sneezing and coughing, it's about voicing your own voice. So I told Samantha that there was not much she needed to do to deal with the symptoms as a physiological responses. They need to take their own courses and have their own process. So during the process, awareness is enough, and of course, gentleness to yourself. So lump in the throat can indicate some fear and resistance, actually, from the subconscious mind towards Samantha's new business endeavor, new perspective of a new journey. As if unconsciously, maybe you create, Samantha, the lump to stop your fully in this new way, in a certain way. Awareness is enough. And you can have inner dialogue with yourself, assure yourself that we're only doing this baby steps. Every step we take on this new journey, make sure you feel safe, like baby step into this new journey. And something physical can help too when you have this lump, like singing and humming, letting your voice out, reciting, like speaking out loud, purposefully let the voice out. Singing could be good, very good thing. You don't have to sing in public. You can sing at home, where nobody hears you. But that's a way physically to let the physical body feel it's safe to do that, to let the voice out, to have a voice, to express myself. And so Samantha wrote back to me after I responded to her. Thank you so much for the info. Funnily enough, I had gone for karaoke night before I saw your message, and you were right. It did help to clear my throat immensely. There is one more symptom I forgot to mention though. Since our session, I've also been feeling short of breath, like it's a similar sensation to when you are swimming and your nose is right above the water and oxygen supply isn't as much as you are used to. I was wondering what this physiological response could mean and what can I do to alleviate the symptom. Short of breath, it can mean that you are really overwhelmed. So short of breath is an indication for being overwhelmed. It's too much to handle for your physical body, and so it goes like that. So it seems to me, Samantha, that your symptoms shift. If you haven't noticed, from coughing and sneezing to lump in your throat, and now the short of breath. So it's definitely, I can say, Samantha, there's still some fear and some resistance from your subconscious mind. The physical body is part of the subconscious mind. Now, connecting with my episode 20th, the headache after a hypnotherapy session, I feel what was unfinished back then was the same idea that it could mean the resistance from your subconscious mind, and the resistance is normally created by fear. So just awareness is enough, and then baby steps. You still want to go the new uncharted territory, like setting up your own private practice, and maybe you don't want to go too fast, since your subconscious mind, your physical body already feels overwhelmed. So take baby steps, every step on the way, reassure yourself. After all, Samantha, hypnotherapy we do with other people, of course with yourself, ultimately it's not about how far I go, how successful I am down the road outwardly. It's more inwardly how integrated we are. So work with yourself, work with the fear and the resistance. No need to work against it, because if you get rid of one symptom, work against it, then it shows somewhere else. Come back to short of breath. Again, something physical might help. What you want to do is to focus more on your exhale. When you already have short of breath and you try to force yourself to breathe deeply, it may not work very well. So no need to focus on inhale, just focus on exhale and dramatically sigh, big sighs. So you do normal inhale and then you exhale like So you focus on the exhale, and inhale may just take care of itself. And so that's something you can do physically with a short of breath. And Samantha, I trust you are going to become a very excellent hypnotherapist. And so enjoy the journey, work with yourself, work with any aspect that comes up. There's no bad symptoms. The symptoms are signals, and you have an inquisitive mind. So I have absolute trust that you're going to be very, very good at what you're doing. Now I'm going to enjoy more of New Zealand. Thank you.